This is a help video to actually show you how to extract the download that you received from either the website www.pioneeravic.com or from myself, avichelp@live.com. I'll show you first of all what you need to do. You need to have an SD card of between 4 GB to 16 GB in size, and you must do the extraction on a Windows PC as we've got here. It doesn't matter what operating system. You cannot use a Macintosh. The Mac will actually corrupt the files on extraction, and basically you will get an install which will just keep on failing. So you must do this on a Windows PC. So the first thing we need to do is we need to format the SD card, which I've inserted into the drive. So we click Open Explorer, okay, and then what we do, we click on the removable drive. Disk M is actually my SD card drive, which is actually inserted in. It's a 16 GB. Right click on it, you get the menu Format. If you click on Format, then you get a choice here of the file system. You must use FAT32. Now if you use any other system, what will happen is the actual Avic will not read the files that are actually on the SD card. So you want it clicked on Quick Format, go Start. This will literally take a few seconds. There we go, that's all done now. So we click and close that off. You need to open that up in Explorer, and then you need to open up the other window. So what we now need to do is be going to this PC up the top. You go into Downloads, and there's your zip file. If you right click on that and you go Extract here, now you can do this the same as in WinZip. I'm using actually WinRAR here as a program to actually use. I find WinRAR a very effective program. You can download that from rarlabs.com. Okay, it's now going to extract into the one folder you can see there, which is the 2015 Q4 Central folder. Okay. This will just take a few more seconds to actually extract, and then we'll copy it. The contents of that folder must be the contents. I'll repeat that. The contents of the folder must be then copied over to the SD card. If you copy the one folder over, it won't work. So when you look at the SD card, you must see many files and folders. When these machines came out back in 2008, 2009, you used to get the whole of Europe as a mapping on the actual system. The system has 1.74 GB of useful space, with the mapping that's actually developed in the recent years. There's more detail to the mapping, so you will find that you can't get the whole of Europe on the system. So I have to be a bit selective. So what I've done is I've got 3 groups: Scandinavia, I've got Central, and I've got actually Southern. Now Central is the main one that's going to be used because that covers most of the countries. You won't find Sweden, Norway, Ukraine on it, and Greece, but they are actually in the extra folder, extra map folder that's on the actual SD card, where you can install the maps if you need them. But you must remember there's a caveat to it, that you have to delete maps within the actual installation, otherwise you won't have enough space. If you want me to make a custom pack for you, if you let me know what countries that you actually need, I'll do a custom country pack for you. Just email me at avichelp@live.com and I will help you. Now what we do now is we click on the actual folder, and you need to copy all these files here. So go copy, and then back to the SD card, and this is the root of the SD card, and you go paste. So this will copy all the contents of that folder into actually the SD card. You'll see there's some folders there which I'll just talk you through. You've got to put backup in here if you want to actually do a backup of your device before you do the install. There is another video which I'll be doing shortly, and that will show you how to do a backup if you want to do so. What I will say that is I have got every installation, every firmware of actually the system, which is the F900, F910, F700 and F710. I've always got the files to go back. Remember though that with your favourites and your history, they will get deleted from here when you do the install. Okay, so you have to set that all up again. So let me just get that covered there. Okay, so this is going to take between 7 minutes to copy all over to actually the folder. There is a folder in there called Toolkit as well, which has got some useful files in there. It's got navigate feeds, which if you look up on YouTube, it will show you how to use it. It's a Pioneer program. It allows you to edit your POIs. It allows you to do your splash screens if you want to do custom splash screen, etc., which is a useful program to install. Again, a Windows program. You've also got two video freeware programs in there. Both of these programs will actually format any videos that you have on your hard drive to a format that will be playable within your Avic. You'll find that the best format to actually convert them to would be the 3GP file, which is then playable on your Avic. And with this new version of the firmware, which I've actually done, you will find that certain things have been improved. Speed is one thing. There's no more nag screens. You do not need to have the handbrake cable connected to enable playback of video on the move. The other thing I've actually done, which is a new routine which I've actually wrote just recently, is the firmware will automatically delete the temporary folder within the system's folder within actually your Avic on whenever you actually switch your machine off. So you'll find it will stay on for an extra couple of seconds. You probably won't even notice it, but in those couple of seconds it's deleting the files in the temporary folder, so that when the system restarts again, it starts up like a fresh system. And anybody who uses Windows will know how valuable that is. It's like having a new computer again, because it's actually Windows uses it to actually write temporary files to all the time. So that is the routine that I put in, and I'm constantly developing this firmware to make it a lot better. Okay, so it's going to take now 5 minutes to actually copy those files over. I'm open to suggestions as well. If anybody wants or got an idea to actually make the firmware better, if they want to actually email me and give me their ideas, and I'll actually see if it's practical enough to do it. I actually, the firmware that I do create for these systems is a firmware that is actually based around reliability. So I won't do anything that will make the system unstable. These are really amazing little machines. I've got more modern machines, which I've got 3 cars with 3 different Pioneer systems in there. And to be quite honest with you, the F900, even though it's an 8-year-old machine, is far it's far superior to some of the modern machines that you get from Pioneer. And it's got the versatility and the fact that I can actually do work with these machines. So always come back to me, or actually pioneeravic.com, where you will always see the latest updates. I get map updates 4 times a year, both from Navtech and TomTom. I have a subscription to both of these, which I actually pay for annually, and I get actually their maps. They send them to me on a quarterly basis, and I'm willing to share those to actually all our customers out there. To actually upgrade the maps, you never have to upgrade the software or the firmware ever again. It's quite a simple process to actually delete the map folders with an ALP2 and also the actual POI folders, and then copy the new folders over to the system, and that will give you the very latest mapping. So these machines can be the most current machines actually out there, because a lot of the machines that come out tend to have maps that are 2 years old, and they're actually 2016 machines. So you will have the most current and up-to-date maps that are on the market. The speed camera updates, I actually have a subscription with POI base, which I update every quarter for the latest speed cameras. If anybody wants to keep their speed camera database updated, please email me at any point, and I'm quite willing to actually share those with you. I'll do this completely free of charge, so you just let me know what system you have and I will update your speed cameras for you and send you a new file. This is just part of the service that we provide at Pioneer Avic and Avic Help. As you can see, we've only got about 2 minutes left now. Then that SD card is ready to go. The install video is actually on YouTube as well as this one, of course. So I would suggest that you actually watch that. I mean, that's in real time. So what you see is exactly the time it takes to actually do the install. One of the things I will tell you to watch is that when you do navigate on the screen on the Avic, between the Avic and the SD card, you can sometimes lose your way a little bit. The key is that you click up twice till you actually get to the screen which shows you the Avic My Flash Disk folder, which is on your left, which is the third icon on the left. Then that's where you deposit the files to, okay? You'll see that all in the install video anyway. Nearly there. What I would suggest you do as well is keep the zip file that you've actually downloaded. Don't delete it straight away because you might need to go back to that and extract it again. So just keep it as a backup. There we go. If I just click on the actual folder pictures, you can see the thumbnails of the images of all the logos I've created. These can be installed as your startup screen. You'll get that choice. There is instructions on the extra instructions for you, which is here. I suggest you print off both the Avic English instructions there and the extra instructions notes for, and that will actually explain to you exactly how to actually do the install as well as actually the videos you have. I do have the instructions in other languages, so if anybody needs another language in it, just please let me know and I'll sort that out for you. Okay, and that's really it. So you close off this one, and I'll show you again on the SD card. You see, if you click on that one now, straight away you see exactly those files, and that's exactly what you need to see. If you see one folder, you've done it wrong. It's the contents you need to copy over, not the folder itself. Okay, thank you and good night. If there's anything you need from me to help you, it's avichelp@live.com.